So today's makeup look is very special because ನಾನು ರಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಶೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಹೂ ನೋಸ್ ಟು ವೇರ್ ಅ ಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಕಷ್ಟಪಡೋ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಹರ್ ವೇರ್ ಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಶೀ ಚೋಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೈ ಹರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೀ ಈಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಶೀಸ್ ಕನಿಕಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ her preference was it was her makeup for the housewarming ceremony, and she was participating in all the events like in the pujas. So ratri she was wearing one sari. ಆ ಸಾರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮೋಕಿ ಐಸ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. We have start with a setting spray. So I have prepped her face. She have used her moisturizer, and now we are starting her makeup, and I will take you guys through this. So first ನಾನು ಆಯಿಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಮಾಯ್ಶ್ಚರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಅ ಲೇಯರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಮೇಕಪ್, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಪಲ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಫೇಶಿಯಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಫೇಶಿಯಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್. Kanika had no specific concern, so I could go ahead with my choice of products. So nanilli the next thing that I'm using is a primer. So nanilli silicone based primer use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ so that her pores gets filled, and I've started with the color correction. She had a little discoloration, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಪೀಚ್ ಶೇಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಫ್ somebody is more darker than Kanika, who is more duskier towards duskier shade, you can use proper orange color corrector. So nanili peach color use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ since her skin is light and she falls in the fair to medium fair color range. So nanili one tiny beauty blender na damp ಮಾಡಿ I'm using it to blend all together. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಸೇಮ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಲೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸೀಲರ್ ಶೇಡ್ನ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಟಿ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್, ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಡಿಡ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ಸೀಲರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಲೆಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಕವರೇಜ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಶೇಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸೀಲರ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಸೊ Kanika really wanted me to do her makeup. ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡನ್ ಹರ್ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಬುಕ್ಡ್ ಮೈ ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ priorly so that she doesn't miss this lot, and I totally appreciate her for considering me to do her glam. So always ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೇ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ never ever forget the neck and ear part. It is very important. I am not doing her ear makeup because she had some new piercings, so I wanted to just do her neck and face even tone. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲೂಸ್ ಪೌಡರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಕನ್ಸೀಲರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಫೇಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಪೌಡರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ the next thing that we are doing is blush. So blush ಮತ್ತು ಐ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಬೇಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಶೇಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮೆಹರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅನ್ ಐ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋ ಬೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ just pops out really well when you're doing smoky eyes or any eyeshadow in general. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಲೆಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೇಕಪ್ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲಫಿ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇಡ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಫೇಸಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾ ಕಾಜಲ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ವಾಟರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಶ್ ಲೈನ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಮರ್ಜ್ ದಿಸ್. ವಾಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಮೀ. ಸೊ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಷ್, ದ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರಷ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾವ್ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಪರ್ಪಲಿಶ್ ಶೇಡನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕಾಜಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ವೆಲ್. So every time you're doing a eye makeup or touching client's face, always have a puff in the hand. Like ನನ್ನ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಫಿಂಗರಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪುಟ್ ದ ಪಫ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಡೆ, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೆಟ್ ದ ಮೇಕಪ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಮೇಕ್ ಶೋರ್ ಯು ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಸೇಮ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಐಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೀನ್ ವೈಲ್ ಮೈ ಮಾಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್ ಹೇರ್ಸ್. She's keeping it ready for the hairstyle. She's like the hairstylist that I take with me. So we have done the eyes so far, and I am just making sure it is very precise and it is well blended. Always give a lot of time on blending. So blending chanagi madadrinda your makeup looks really really pretty. Here I'm using a spoolie and combing Kanika's eyebrows. She had a beautiful eyebrows and she had never made it up. So I'm just using a pomade to highlight it and fill it wherever it's required. So I'm trying to follow a natural eyebrow shape of hers. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಸ್ಪೂಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಬ್ಲಷ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಹರ್ ಬೈ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಶೇಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚೀಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಐಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಟೋನ್ಗೂ ದಿಸ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲೇಷನ್. I'm using the same beauty blender, damp beauty blender, to blend this all in really well. So nanu blush na I am doubling the blush. I am also using almost the same pinkish shade of blush, powder blush from Swiss Beauty, and again I'm using a brown this is like a blush shade, but I use it like a bronzer. She doesn't need a lot of bronzing or contouring, but I did it a little bit so that it enhances her face shape. So I'm using a highlighter from the inner corner very very lightly because now smoky eyes ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ highlighter necessity iralla, but I'm just adding a little bit because photo requirements irutte anta. And I'm using the same pearly highlighter on her high points of the face. So Kanika had one requirement, that she wanted a very bold lips, and here I'm using a brown lip liner. And you guys know nanu brown lip liner andre tumba ishta, especially on the clients who want very dark lipsticks. I preferably go with the brown liner. So I am just following her natural lips and nanu adanna line ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. And for the lipstick, I'm using a lipstick by Sugar. So I'm using more like a very dark maroonish shade. So this is our base lipstick that we are working on with. I am going to enhance this more at the end of this video. I'll also show you guys how to make your lipstick transfer proof and make it long lasting. Wait until the end of this video. So nanu same lip liner na use ಮಾಡಿ I'm lining her lips a little more. So we were working for her farmhouse housewarming ceremony, and there you go, the power just goes in between the makeup. We had a little bit of natural lighting and crimping almost agittu, so we had to quickly start with the hair as well. So ivattu we are planning to do a braid. She wanted a traditional braid, but not the kuchu chawli that we put always. So we thought we'll do like a side partition and a little puff on the crown, and normal fishtail kind of a braid with extensions. And I know lastly I'll try to attach the pictures of the final look where you can see her hairstyle also. So Illy, I've taken a crown section and I'm doing a back combing. So back comb ಮಾಡಿ I'm making sure the base of the puff is ready by the time the power comes. So by the time we were approaching the hairstyle, the power came luckily. So anyways, now start madidrinda I will do the front section and mama will continue the back side. So I'll just finish the front section. We were doing a very loose rope braid kind of a thing with a lot of volume. So now crimp madidrinda she had a lot of volume on her hairs. We didn't require a lot of back combing, and roughly I took some sections, I twisted it into a rope braid and attached it bottom of my puff and in between the extensions. So I'm using a setting spray. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ setting sprayನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಿಂದ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, then you have to run through the comb. So I am doing the other section as well. So now front side, one side, if we have like done the rope braid and everything, other side we will not have much of hair. So when you try to do a rope braid, it will become a very messy thing. So what I'm doing is I'm just back combing, giving it a little lift and twisting it and applying it like tucking it in the back side. So this is the front elevation that we have looked for. So coming back to the eyes, ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ Maybelline pot kajal use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ with a little bit of Inglot Duraline. So this will make your kajal stay for a really really long time. I'm taking it in the back of a brush and I'm just filling her lower waterline. So after the kajal, nanu same brown and peach and plum shades na nanu lower bottom of the eyes kuda use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, just to make sure it all looks put together. So this is one important technique that can make or break your eye makeup. That is what I feel. So I've just blended it really well and I've used a matte setting spray. So after this, what we are gonna do is the liner. So she wanted a pretty wing liner and I was looking out for a little wing, not very bold wing, because she had smoky eyes. I didn't want it to make a very big wing liner. So after I did both the eyes, I went with the same Maybelline pot kajal in the form of eyeliner. So this is very long lasting and also stays for a really really long time. And then we had a whole debate on the bindi. This was the bindi that I recommended to her in the initial, since she was wearing sari and she wanted something very small and I wanted something medium. So we tried a couple of bindis and lastly we came to a decision that we'll do a half moon bindi. So this is one of my favorite styles of bindi. And then she wanted eyelashes. but I didn't wanted her to wear eyelashes because she had a very beautiful curled lashes and I wanted to enhance that for this makeup. We did try a couple of lashes but it just didn't put together because now already smoky eyes madidrinda that lashes was covering the entire smoky effect of the eyes. So that is what we did. We removed the lashes and then we went with mascara. And I appreciate her. She was okay with anything that I did. So she gave me full freedom on to do whatever that look best. So clients like this are my favorite. So if they give us free hand, the look is going to come out really, really well. So I'm using the double triple mascara, like always my favorite. And I gave her the mirror to just see if she needs some difference. She asked me for a little more wing at the liner. Again, if a client wants something, you can't do anything. You have to give them what they want. So end of the day, it is she who is going to carry the makeup. Then we did give her a little bit of wing at the end. So I just gave a little wing on both the sides, and this was her almost final look. We did go with a little more red liquid lipstick, which will make it stay for a longer time. And last but not the least, ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ನ I don't let them get out of the makeup room without a kala tikka or a drishti bottu. So this is the final look. I absolutely loved working with her.